Good morning Madume, Dumelang, Sanbonani. Ngethemba siyaphila sonke. Hope you all well. Today we're going to be dealing with chapter 4 of the basic conditions of employment, which is about the particulars of employment and remuneration. Right? Then let's go to the application of this chapter. Number 1, this chapter does not apply to an employee who works less than 24 hours a month for an employer. Number 2, Section 29, subsection 1 and O and P, 30, 31, and 33 do not apply to an employer who employs fewer than 5 employees. Right, let's keep that in mind. Then number 29, written particulars of employment. Number 1, an employer must supply an employee when the employee commences employment with the following particulars in writing. A, the full name and address of the employer. B, the name and occupation of the employee or a brief description of the work for which the employee is employed. C, the place of work and where the employee is required or permitted to work at various places, an indication of this. D, the date on which the employment began. E, the employee's ordinary hours of work and days of work. F, the employee's wage or the rate and the method of calculating wages. G, the rate of pay for overtime. H, any other cash payment that the employee is entitled to. I, any payment in kind that the employee is entitled to and the value of the payment in kind. J, how frequently remuneration will be paid. K, any deductions to be made from the employee's remuneration. I, the leave to which the employee is entitled. M, the period of notice required to terminate employment, or if employment is for a specified period, the date when the employment is to terminate. N, a description of any council or sectoral determination which covers the employer's business. O, any period of employment which the previous employer that counts towards the employee's period of employment. P, a list of any other documents that form part of the contract of employment indicating a place that is reasonably accessible to the employee where a copy of each may be obtained. Then number 2, when any matter listed in subsection 1 changes, the written particulars must be revised to reflect the change. And the employee must be supplied with a copy of the document reflecting the change. If an employee, that's number 3, if an employee is not able to understand the written particulars, the employer must ensure that they are explained to the employee in a language and in a manner that the employee understands. Number 4, written particulars in terms of this section must be kept by the employer for a period of 3 years after the termination of employment. Informing employees of their rights. An employer must display at the workplace, where it can be read by employees, a statement in the prescribed form of the employee's rights under this act in the official languages which are spoken in the workplace. That's very important, guys. 31, keeping of records. Every employer must keep a record containing at least the following information: the employee's name and occupation. B, the time worked by each employee. C, the remuneration paid to each employee. D, the date of birth of an employee under the age of 18. And F and E, any other prescribed information. A record in terms of subsection 1 must be kept by the employer for a period of 3 years from the date of the last entry in the record. Number 3, no person may make a false entry in the record maintained in terms of subsection 1. Number 4, an employer who keeps a record in terms of this section is not required to keep any other record of time worked and remuneration paid as required by any other employment law. Right. Then we go deal with payment of remuneration. An employer must pay to an employee any remuneration that is paid in money. A, in South African currency, which means it's a rand. B, daily, weekly, fortnightly, or monthly. and C, in cash, by check or direct deposit into account designated by the employee. Number 2, any remuneration paid in cash or by check must be given to each employee at the workplace or at a place agreed to by the employee during the employee's working hours within 15 minutes of the commencement or conclusion of those hours. And C, in a sealed envelope which becomes the property of the employee. Number 3, an employer must pay remuneration no later than 7 days after the completion of the period which the remuneration is payable, or B, the termination of the contract of employment. Guys, this one is very important because we've had situations where employers delay the payment. We'd find the people, they get paid fortnightly. Sometimes a week or 2 weeks passes by without the employer paying the salaries. That's unlawful. That's unlawful. That's an unlawful act by the employer to do that. An employer must remunerate no later than 7 days, guys. Then number 4, subsection 3B does not apply to any person or provident fund payment to an employee that is made in terms of the rules of the fund. Right? Okay. Then I think that for now, guys, we'll leave it at that. Then in the next video, we'll carry on the next video to talk about the information about remuneration, guys. All right. Thank you very much, guys, for watching this video, and thank you very much to those who have subscribed to the channel. Please continue watching these videos. Continue watching the channel. Please encourage others to subscribe to the channel. Please share this video, share this channel with others. Let's grow it, guys, so at least we empower ourselves with the knowledge in terms of our rights as workers. Thank you very much. Let's say it.